Good morning. We've been alerting you all week about the risk for severe weather later today. Here's a look at the radar right now. You see storms out there this morning, and here's Brandon with what you can expect throughout this first alert day.
It's going to be an active day, Paul, although not everybody's going to see storms, and certainly it's not going to be all day, but there will probably not be a time today where there isn't something going on somewhere in the Ozarks. Right now, a lot of this is to the north of Springfield, though we had some storms pop up here, probably an hour ago. Lots of lightning in this, but none of it is severe, and I don't expect this round to be. It's kind of round one, if you will. There is going to be some lightning and thunder and some heavy rain. Most of Hickory County covered up. A little bit of a gap there in Polk County, but just east of Stockton, that runs right down through about Greenfield. We've got lots of rain going on in Dallas County, western side through, say, Camden County, Max Creek, and then up through Versailles or so. And all this is moving to the northeast and some additional activity in Kansas. Again, it's not going to be all day. Futurecast has lots of storms going on this morning, and there may be some additional activity even into the afternoon. And there's the round that we think is going to have some severe weather with it. That's going to be late afternoon into this evening, and we're going to talk about more of the threats coming up in just a few minutes. Temps are way warmer this morning. That's going to lead to some pretty warm temps this afternoon, about 80 degrees, and the severe risk has been sliding east with this round. So we'll talk threats and the big cool down for tomorrow when I come back.
The 9th Community Focus Report will be released this morning. It dives into the areas where Springfield is seeing success and the areas that need work too. Lexi Spivak here with a look at some changes this year.
Good morning, Paul. Yeah, this Community Focus Report comes out every other year, and this year, 2019, marks the 15th year since its creation, which is why they're changing the way they do things just a little bit. Now, as you mentioned, the Community Focus Report really outlines some of the areas that our community has improved on and those areas that still need some attention. The report is used by government, nonprofit, and business communities to make informed decisions as we continue toward a bright future for the Queen City. It's all research and data driven, with the different committees covering different topics, things like poverty, minimum wage, and diversity, just to name a few. The new approach this year was looking past that data and talking to the citizens. They did this with whiteboards and post-it notes and also some online surveys. Now, you can go to the release of this Community Focus Report and see their findings for yourself. It's going to happen today at 9:30. They just ask that you RSVP online ahead of time. I'm about to share that link with all of you guys, so that way if you're interested, you can go and do that. Paul, back out to you.
All right, once that report is released, we'll also post a copy of it on our news apps. A man is dead after his car hit a pole at Kearney and Highway 65. Springfield police say the crash happened just before 10 last night. At this point, police don't know why that driver ran off the road. His name has not been released. The Dallas County Sheriff's Office needs your help trying to identify two people. You see them right there in the pictures behind me. They may be stealing loader tracks. Here's what one of them looks like. A game camera took these pictures. You can find them on the Sheriff's Office Facebook page. If you recognize the people you're seeing in these pictures here, call the Sheriff's Office 417-345-2441. Nuisance rental properties are a major concern for many people in Springfield. It can take months for action once a complaint is filed. Here's why owners are entitled to due process. It gives them time to bring a building up to code. The city is trying to fix the problem, but it also wants to keep safe and affordable housing around. One landlord says the city should take a different approach.
Never had a client burn their own house. Never had a client trash their own house. Never had a client dump trash on their own property, bust out the windows, bust out the doors. And so when people see these homes, they want to blame the property owner without realizing that the property owner has actually been the victim of a crime.
Homeowners can appeal for more time to bring properties up to code. The legal process can take several months to complete. An Arkansas woman is accusing a Little Rock hotel owner of ignoring a human trafficking ring. The woman says in a lawsuit that traffickers held her in a hotel for 3 months in 2014. During that time, she claims the traffickers rented out the top floor. The woman says they forced her to perform sex acts. Now lawyers are pushing for a change. They want hotel staff to be required to train staff to know the warning signs of sex trafficking. By the way, both that hotel and its owner, as you're seeing from these pictures, no longer in business. A Missouri school district, along with 2 others, are suing Juul. Kelly Hoskins shares the school's reasoning for this lawsuit against that e-cig maker.
That they actually took a page out of the old tobacco's playbook and determined that if they hooked kids on nicotine young, they would have customers for life.
The Francis House School District claims e-cigarette maker Juul Labs is harming their students. The lawsuit being launched by the district, who says they attribute to low student performance to vaping. In an interview with Clayton-based attorney Cindy Ornsby, she says the Francis House School District is part of a coordinated package of litigation filed by school districts across the country, each dealing with similar crises of students addicted to nicotine.
That many kids vaping in the classroom, in the hallways, in the bathrooms. It takes a lot of time away out of the classroom, with teachers having to deal with the issue during class time, administrators having to deal with the issue rather than being the educational leader of their building, additional staff to monitor hallways and bathrooms, in addition to the fact that students are just plain addicted.
The 81-page complaint alleges that Juul intentionally marketed the products to children, created a public nuisance by getting kids addicted to nicotine, and also endangered its underage customers' health.
3 years ago, Francis Hall had maybe 50 tobacco-related disciplinary incidents. Last year, they had more than 250. And this year, it looks like they're on track to have even more than that.
The lawsuit also claims Juul Labs harmed students through deceptive marketing and misconduct. The suit says Juul vaping products cause significant and ongoing nicotine abuse and addiction by students in the Francis House School District. The district has hired additional staff to monitor bathrooms and hallways for vaping.
Juul has denied marketing its products toward teens.
Breaking news this morning, North Korea has threatened to start testing on long-term missiles again and nuclear testing. Now, this photo here is from Pyongyang, where they made this announcement this morning. Now, talks between the U.S. and North Korea are more than 7 months away, but some think that this is a tactic of North Korea to put pressure on the U.S., making concession as restarting nuclear and long-range missile tests would likely derail negotiations. The statement goes on to say that North Korea says that their patience has limits. President Trump has yet to make a comment about this morning, but if he does, I'll be bringing it to you right here from the Alert Center. For now, Paul, back to you.
All right, the St. Louis Cardinals will open the National League Championship Series tomorrow night. They'll play the Washington Nationals at home. The Cardinals set a playoff record last night. They scored 10 runs in the top of the first. Then they went on to a 13-1 win over the Atlanta Braves. So catcher Yadier Molina will add to his record of being the all-time leader in the National League for postseason game appearances.
The postseason is fun. You never know what's going to happen. You know, you're facing a good team like Atlanta, you're facing a good team like the Dodgers or Washington. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. That's what makes postseason great.
And that's a living legend. It's a legend. And I'm happy he's on our side. You know, you see what he does day in, day out. It's a legend.
Meantime, in Los Angeles, the Nationals upset the top-seeded Dodgers.
This is deep to center field. Bellinger's back. It's a grand slam. Howie Kendrick.
Dodger Howie Kendrick did the damage, hit that grand slam off former Cardinal Joe Kelly. The blast in the top of the 10th gives Washington a 7-3 win over L.A. So the first pitch between the Cardinals and the Nationals is scheduled for just after 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
Look at them all like, ah, snap.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I was running errands yesterday and I got home and went, oh yeah, the Cardinals, let's check the score. And I sent you that text.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the world? Wow, that's quite the deal.
And I was like, no pins and needles today.
Yeah, this is easy. All right, we got lots to talk about in the weather. It is a first alert weather day. We've got thunderstorms now. Nothing severe at this point, but that risk has been extended to include more of the Ozarks for later today. We'll talk threats and the need for